Sup YouTube, this is a Naruto manga 561 prediction rant. And this chapter was amazing. It was just excellent. It was just the chapter of the war so far. Like, it's just been drastically improving. Like, I've already liked the war so far. I mean, I wasn't hating on it like a lot of you all out there were. But, like, this chapter was beautiful. It was literally a work of art, in my opinion. Like, but anyway, the chapter starts off with us seeing a little dialogue from Onoki and Gar, and I think Naruto too. And we know they're both they were all confused about Toby really not being Madara. So then they asked Onoki, did he know who it was? He said he had no idea. But I think Madara Uchiha really knows who revived him, or maybe not who revives him, because obviously later on in the chapter Kabuto takes over Moo's mind and tells him, that he revived him and all that kind of stuff. But he says this is his doings. In other words, he has an idea of who's kind of in control of all these plans and whatnot. So it's kind of interesting that maybe he got some. Maybe he really did play a role in Akatsuki, even though Toby, isn't Madara. You get what I mean? And anyway, the chapter, I mean, we saw, after Kabuto took over Moo's mind and was talking to him and telling him, I'm, revived you and all that kind of stuff, and I made you stronger than what you were, and I want to see your true power. He gets out there and shows us true power. He goes out there, kicks, I think he uses the fire style jutsu, kicks a swordsman, takes his sword, starts cutting them up better than anything we ever seen Sasuke do, which I'm just like, dang, I mean, Sasuke has a sword, but never seen Sasuke do anything that beast. And he starts basically just cutting up ninja, and then guard blocks think one of the ninja from getting cut with his sand. Then he turns around, puts the other one in a genjutsu, and then I think he uses Susanoo. Then they try to figure out a way to get through Susanoo. They ended up pulling him out of I think Gar ended up pulling him out of the Susanoo, and Naruto tried to throw a Rasen Shuriken at him. Then he activates Renegon, which we didn't even know he had. Which so I'm just like, oh crap, what are they gonna do about that? But I'm like, which is really surprising because I didn't really expect that. And then we find out that Renegon is the last stage of the Sharingan, or I believe it's like the last stage. It's like even higher than Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan or something. I think that's the impression I'm getting from this chapter. Like, I'm thinking that maybe there's something, a new step that I guess something new you had to take to get above Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which I thought Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan was the last step, at least for Sharingan, but obviously it's not. But it was kind of interesting to see, like, wow, Madara Susanoo. I liked how it looked actually, and at the end of the chapter, we see that Madara is talking with Kabuto, and Kabuto is all like, oh well, I mean, he's all surprised that Kabuto was able to decipher the Sage of Six Paths tablet, and actually he said he didn't decipher it, I think, or he just him and Orochimaru basically just researched about Sharingan and figured out that that's the last stage of the Sharingan is the Rinnegan. So I guess that's how they improved him. So it was just really interesting to see that while Kabuto's come a long way, we have Madara Uchiha above his prime, and then he goes ahead at the end of the chapter and does what we all were probably shocked to see, which was send a giant meteor hurling towards the earth. Which is, I'm just like, whoa, like, how are they going to stop that? Like, I'm thinking, like, is somebody going to die next chapter? I mean, because I doubt, especially since Gar is all like, is this the power of a god at the end of the chapter? Is he going to, like, I mean, I know Gar's not going to die. He's already died. But is Onoki going to have to, like, sacrifice his life or something? Or are they, like, all going to just get knocked out? Naruto's going to be fine because that's just a clone. But, it's just like, dang, that's, pretty good ending, good cliffhanger. But yeah, next chapter, I'm really thinking that I really don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's Onoki may die. I doubt Gar would die. I think I've said that before though. I think Onoki's gonna die. He's probably gonna be a thing where he's like, I'm protecting the younger generation of Shinobi in general and all that kind of stuff, and he's probably gonna do something, to maybe protect them, and maybe they're gonna all retreat after Onoki's dead, and because obviously Naruto, he doesn't, it's a clone. I mean, a clone is not going to be able to stop that. Like, it's not like he has his mass army of clones to make Rasen Shurikens and throw it at that meteor and try to stop it. And even then, that would be like, crazy to stop that giant meteor that's probably the size bigger than a village. But yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking is going to happen next chapter. Who knows? May even skip over to Sasuke, see a little action with Sasuke. But I'm actually I don't really have to see Sasuke right now because I mean I'm really just hyped up from seeing what Madara Uchiha could do. Like see what his true abilities are. I want to see what the jutsu that you get with the Eternal Manga Kill Sharingan is, but it seems like he's in the use basically both of them, seeing as though he's still using Susanoo currently in battle. He's having Susanoo perform jutsu, so I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Actually, in a few minutes, you may see a video right after this come up, and it's going to be titled, I believe, Sage Eyes and Sage's Body, because actually I'm actually thinking, and I've seen a lot of videos about this, how people think Sasuke is gonna get the Rinnegan, and people also think Naruto is gonna get the Rinnegan, but I don't think so, and I'm gonna tell you why. And in my next video. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe on my video, and see you guys later.